guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're looking at the Abyssal Expedition and looking at the enrollment. So a question that we got a lot last night with our live stream that I've received a lot over YouTube and Discord today is which enrollment should I do? The enrollments are definitely separate and it is really a personal choice when it comes down to the enrollment. So the casual side are for definite casual players. So the Abyssal Expedition overall, the Vault of Time, does take a considerable amount of time and resources once you get in there. And again, it just takes time. When I look at the casual enrollment, I really think of a player that plays maybe once a day, very, very casual with how they actually approach the game and how they play. Also, this is really, really good for players that are newer to the Abyssal Expedition. If you just recently unlocked the Abyssal Expedition, a majority of the time the casual method would be the way to go because you have heroes that are much, much lower. Even though their stats are really amplified with the relics you pick up in the Abyssal Expedition, but overall it is going to make more sense to go with the casual route and really push as far as you can. Chances are when it comes to the honorable here, that if you are, again, newer to the Abyssal Expedition, chances are you might not make the Duke or the Prince rank, which is required for the top rewards, not getting back the 3,000 diamonds you put into it. Now, not saying that it cannot be done. A majority of the time, though, if you're running a lot of the Abyssal Expedition with a couple of Ascended heroes, maybe a couple of Legendary heroes, a lot of them, especially of one specific class being just of Elite Plus, it will only take you so far, where it comes to a point where the Elder Tree, the signature items that you have on heroes, the furniture bonuses they're getting, there will be a point where the camps will get very, very hard without a lot of assistance. Again, with the honorable way, it doesn't mean that you can't do it if you're newer to the Abyssal Expedition, but it does take a lot more dedication to go the honorable route. Essentially, when you're going through the Abyssal Expedition, you progress as a group. If you're logging into AFK Arena maybe once a day, if you're a very casual player, once a day, you might log in and say, oh no, my entire raid, the entire Abyssal Expedition formation that I was with has left me behind. They've broken the line. There's no more connection. You haven't built a formation there, and they just made progression on their own, leaving you behind. Now, essentially, you're going to be stuck with using all of your stamina to catch up to them. When you get there, you're not going to be able to take any towns or any resources, essentially because you just burned all of your stamina getting there. We've even had players that can't make it that far, that actually fall short and spend a majority of the Abyssal Expedition just kind of playing catch up. So again, if you're going to log in, if you're a daily player, if you're a casual player, definitely go with the casual route. If you log in honorable, I would say 2 to 3 times a day, making sure that you're on, collecting your resources, building up your relics, but staying with the raid itself is really, really the big thing when you look at the honorable enrollment. For the Abyssal Expedition myself, my pay-to-win account and the Insomnia account, my main account, we are going to go ahead and do the honorable enrollment because we really do push this. Again, 2 to 3 times a day logging in for the honorable enrollment really makes it worth it. Also, if you are pushing the Abyssal Expedition really, really hard, meaning you want to make a lot of progression in the Vault of Time, one thing that a lot of players will do is I know in here that I am going with Celerity. So Celerity is going to be my tree of choice. So we'll go ahead, we'll level that up. I'm not going to use heroes in the Mage tree because we know this time there is only one boss. So this time it's not Ainz and Albedo. We are only fighting the evil, cursed, disease, whatever you want to call them. So you know what? I'm going to drop out my mages. We're going to reset this tree there. There we go. So it gave me a ton of Twisted Essence tree or juice because I know in the Abyssal Expedition, I'm going to use my support heroes. I am going to use my ranger heroes. Essentially, I'm going to go with rangers until the end of the expedition, sticking with the Celerity tree, where at that point, I'll build up a couple of the warrior classes for the bosses. I'll build up some more of the support to help support really round out the teams. But overall, the mage class I'm not going to be using. So we can dump a couple more in here. I'm actually going to go, let's go to 70. Just a random number that I chose there. And there we go. So we put a little bit more into the substance. So essentially going into the Abyssal Expedition is going to be the Celerity tree. So I am going to build rangers when I get in there and continue to build rangers. Once I go in, I use all of my stamina from my core teams the first time. I'm going to drop every single one of them out. I'm going to drop in all Celerity heroes is all I'm going to focus on through the remaining of the Abyssal Expedition until we get by the last boss, in which point I will build either the Might Tree in this case, because we dropped out the Mage Tree. So those are the heroes that I'm going to put in here. I'm going to have the Might heroes, the Celerity heroes. I will have the support heroes and then speckle in some of the tanking class kind of here and there. But this is going to be the main tree that I'm focused on, giving me a big boost to the stats of the heroes that I'm bringing here, which is further boosted by the relics you get in there. So it really does have a multiplication effect when you get into the Abyssal Expedition. That is how it makes heroes, even down here, where heroes that you have lower, you have them Elite Plus, very powerful when it comes to the Abyssal Expedition, is because of the relics you choose. So again, guys, the choice is ultimately up to yours when it comes to the enrollment. If you are a casual player, just go ahead and stick with the casual. If you're logging in 2 to 3 times a day, making sure that you stay with your formation and with your alliance. When they kill the boss, you're moving through the gates and you're logging on again 2 or 3 times a day. Go with honorable. You will get all the way through. Once you stack your relics enough, very easy to hit Prince or Duke, depending on your progression. And also, if you're a little bit newer to the Abyssal Expedition, casual for the first time would be the way to go. Remember, this is only the beta version, meaning that this is not going to be for points. This is not going to be for trophies or frames. This is going to be kind of the Lilith dry run that they do for the Vault of Time to see how well it's working, see what's really broken with the formations, and go from there. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Very cool. I'm super stoked for the Vault of Time. It'll be open very soon. We have 1 day, 4 hours for the enrollment. Then we know we have 24 hours for the matchmaking period, and we will be ready to jump right into this. So again, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.